Hello. Okay, so this is chapter 20, and I'm super excited that finally I've done 20 videos on psychology of money. To be honest, when I started, I had no clue if I'd be able to reach this place wherein I would have recorded these many videos and uploaded and shared links. Well, luckily, that links are still private, and I'm comfortable like that because I can share my things with some of you. Like I mean, most of you, the world I don't want to, but some of you I want to, right? Right use किया यार shit third time. Okay, right. Okay, so this chapter is essentially about how this individual, Morgan Housel makes decisions in terms of how he makes his financial decisions, and obviously he's been setting up context saying that people have different ways of making decisions. So that's true. So now he talks about his metrics, and I have some lessons from there also. Before I dive into that, he has a small story like most of his chapters have, and he says that somebody asks the questions in each interview that what do you own and why. Now, if somebody asks me that question, that hey, Saurabh, what do you own and why, that should tell you a lot about that individual. So I'll tell you what do I own and why do I own those things. So I think the things that I own are things that are utility, that will make my life convenient and comfortable, and they have a shade of style. So I want to have a Muji ka pencil, I want to have Birkenstock ka chappal, I want to have a t-shirt which is a little functional, I want to have cotton wool clothes because I know they're expensive and yet they're made of cotton that will be okay on my bad skin. So you need to probably ask this question to yourself, that what do you own and why. Do you own a lot of fancy things because the world around you is fancy things? Do you own a lot of sad looking things because you're not a brand conscious person? Why are you with that? And the second question that he asks is that what do you do with your money? So my answer is very simple. What do I do with money? I use my money to create opportunities for the people around me, and I'm hoping that those opportunities would be far larger for us as a group and not me as an individual. So question to you is that what do you do with your money is what you need to answer. Okay, then he says is that I mean, he has a long story about a doctor and dying and blah blah blah, but the lesson is that that most people find it extremely easy to preach but even more difficult to do. I have been preaching to everybody the importance of having a routine, but I have not been able to do it myself. And this videos, and thanks to Anshika, I mean, I have to give her this credit as the videos end. I'm in 20th video. If not for Anshika and Aarti, most of you don't know Aarti, I would not have been able to do whatever I've been able to do in terms of consistent videos or whatever. So I'm trying to improve on that, and the entire idea is that most people are okay to preach but difficult to do, and I'm trying to change that. I want to be doing each thing that I preach. So that's my takeaway from this. Then he talks about the fact that he says a great thing that think about emotions is that you live your life in a way that you don't really maximize ROI but minimize disappointment. So that's a deep insight here, that I don't buy things, I don't do things because I want to maximize the outcome or the impact, but I do those because that will allow me to reduce the disappointment of having of seeing other people, friends, etc. Then he says that the ultimate battle is between being rich and being free. In fact, that is something that I have been able to get as an outcome from this book. Nidhi, this is a note for you. Maybe when you write the blog post, you should write this. So me, the biggest outcome is that all my life I have been wanting to be extremely rich and probably the richest man in the world. But after I read this book, I realized that I don't want to be rich. I want to be free. So what that means is that I don't really have to chase a 3 comma club or a 4 comma club. I am okay to chase a 2 comma club as long as that 2 comma club allows me to do whatever I want to do with my time, which I am doing today. So if I have little more money, I am like sorted in life, right? Like life is the best place from here on. So the entire idea is that and then he says there is a definition of freedom, and the definition is that that you should be able to quit or reset life whenever you want to, and at each opportunity that you get, and the ways to do it is obviously by living below your means. I mean, I am guilty of not doing that. I want to live in a nice house, I want to live in a good hotel, I want to travel well, so I want to change that. And what he also says is that moment you get into this debate wherein you don't want to be rich for being rich's sake, you get off that psychological treadmill wherein you are just competing against random people non-stop for no joy at all. राइट तो वो राइट बोला मैंने, राइट, तो मेरे को वो करना है. then in the book he talks about this entire thing about do you buy a house or you rent a house. Now there are multiple ways of looking at it. I may have a thought on it. I've always been on the side wherein I don't want to buy a house. I want to rent my house all my time. But more I think about it, I realize that maybe buying a house could be a good idea. It's a different debate, different topic. Some other day, Nidhi remind me to do a video on this. I should do a video on this because it's an important component to me. Then he talks about money. I'm not giving you money advice here because it's not important for us right now. But in one line he says that if you put your money into low cost index fund over a long period, you will make money. Now to define what is a low cost index fund to you will be long effort, and I don't want to use that time here. More important is the video, so we'll do that. Then he says that life is about playing odds. So end of the day lottery ticket है, right? तुम जो मर्जी करो, right बोला मैंने दोबारा से fuck. So it's a game of odds. So whatever you do, whatever you need to do, if odds are in your favor, you will be doing well off in the long term. So you need to be able to create opportunities wherein you can clearly spot odds landing in your favor, right? Then he says then he says a great thing. He says there's little correlation between investments, efforts, and results. So that means that all the people that are making investments and making money off it are like stupid. So that's that. And then in the end, he says that his entire investing philosophy is made up of two things. Thing number one, independence, and thing number two, being able to sleep well at night. I'm saying fuck money, fuck freedom. I'm saying if these are the two variables that we can live our life by. I mean, Saurabh Garg lives his life with one metric, that I want to be free, that I want to be doing things in the way I want to do, and obviously I want to sleep well at night. So I don't really lie to the world. I keep my life open. So I think I resonate a lot with these two things, and probably I'm merely finding validation in my life philosophy. But I find these two things fairly well. So that was what chapter 20 was about. Then there is a chapter called Postscript wherein he's talking about how the US economy, US as a country has reached where it is right now. And what is interesting could be that if somebody could write an equivalent for India. I don't have the wherewithal to write that. Maybe take a note. Maybe we'll find somebody who can give us the equivalent of India. Maybe I can tweet at Morgan and say कि भाई तू लिख दे इंडिया के बारे में, right? राइट बोला मैंने छठी बार. आई एम टेकिंग काउंट. ओके, then the only takeaway from that one lesson for me is that in US there is a cultural acceptance that debt is a good thing. Now I am saying that is the worst thing ever. I mean he has a big nuance about the house. Remember I told you that I'll talk about the house. He has a great nuance. He says that debt का क्या है ना, he says house का क्या है ना, he says getting a house is a great money decision but a lousy financial decision. Now it's a very very interesting line here. Money wise you will get the most bang of the buck. कि तुम्हारे घर की अगर आज वैल्यू लाख रुपए की है और तुमने लाख रुपए का खरीदा है तो तुम्हें वो लाख रुपए का एसेट मिल गया है. Financially it is a bad decision because that lakh rupiah could have been used to make probably 5 lakh rupees on assets that appreciate a lot more in time. So he says a great thing, right, that it's a great money decision but a bad financial decision. Similarly, debt as a concept, right बोला दोबारा से 8वीं बार. Debt as a concept is a great money tool, but it could be a bad financial decision because debt के अंदर क्या होता है ना, तुम इंटरेस्ट भरते भरते मर जाते हो. Do you know that if you take a home loan for a lakh in India, you pay back almost 2 lakhs to the government, to the bank? Do you know that that's the kind of money that you actually put that you don't realize? It's robbery in plain sight. Same with credit card. Same with credit card तो और भी खराब है. तो मतलब idea is that you need to be able to learn these little things, but obviously we are very far from that. But debt is मतलब debt चरस है, तुम्हें अंदर से खा जाएगा, सड़ा देगा. If anybody says debt लो, तो please don't take debt ever in your entire life unless it's a financial decision. Don't make it as a money decision, but it's a financial decision. Okay, and then in the end, as he ends the chapter and I end the notes, he says that most people get angry when they find conflicting opinions and opinions that don't agree to their own sets. I'm saying that we need to become, and if you look at the country that we live in today, that is what the country has become. Most people are saying कि तुम्हारा decision ठीक, तुम्हारा decision गलत. I'm saying we as a team, we as individuals have to become the most tolerant, open people. If we don't agree to each other, we don't have to fight and argue and kill each other about it. We can be very very open and say कि हाँ यार ठीक है, तेरा opinion तू घर पे रख, मेरे पास नहीं है, मेरे लिए नहीं है. And that is it, and that is where the book literally ends. And as I end this video, I think this is the end of the 20 videos around psychology of money. I'll just end it, and while I end it, I will say a few things. A, thank you Anshika, thank you Aarti for making this happen. If not for you, I would not have done this. B, thank you Ahilya for actually prompting me that you've not seen the videos, giving me those prompts, nudges. C, I know that most of you don't watch the video. I don't even know how many of you will watch this part of the video. If you do, leave a comment and I will know if you've watched the video or not, because YouTube stats tell me that only 41% average view length of my videos is 41%. So that means that most people don't even end there, reach there, and average views on each video is about 6. So what that means, only 6 people are seeing it. So even though I'm sending it to like more than 10, but only 6 are seeing it. So A, आधे लोग देख रहे हैं. B, जो देख रहे हैं वो भी आधा ही देख रहे हैं. So which is fine, right? I'm not doing this video from the popularity lens or from the lesson lens. I'm doing it because I made a promise to some people and I want to fulfill that, and that is the theme that I will chase as I go along. And obviously once I become a little more visible on the internet in the next year, I will probably need help on these as well. That obviously the other thing I want to say is that in the book I may not have learned a lot about money, I may not have been able to give you a lot of insights about money, but it's a great book to just get a sense of how life could be lived better. What are the themes that you could live your life with? Like for example, for me, I relate to the fact that independence and freedom is important. So what are the themes that you look at? And what I will do is this book has given me impetus to create videos, because this makes me do two things. A, I take notes, and B, then I recap what I've learned from the book. So automatically I get better reinforcement. So that could be a thing to do as I start reading about health in the year to come. So yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching, whoever is watching it. Like I said, if you're watching this video and reaching here, please leave a comment and then let me see how many people actually watch it. I mean, YouTube gives me that number, but I still want to know who those people are. That YouTube doesn't tell me कि वो अंशिका देख रही है, कि अहिल्या देख रही है, कि चांदनी देख रही है, कि पूजा देख रही है, but it tells me somebody is watching. So if you put your comment, I will know who's watching it. So yeah, this is it. Thank you so much. See you at the next series and have a great new year ahead. More on that later. I have more Gyan for 2023. That is a separate conversation. Bye.